welcome to our press conference with LFC Women head coach Gareth Taylor ahead of Sunday's Adobe Women's FA Cup 5th round against Everton at St Helens. We're all online today, and we'll start off there, as always, with BBC Radio Merseyside and Carl Woodward. Carl.
Hi Gareth, hope you're well.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, thank you very much. I know there's pressure to win a Merseyside derby, but is it nice to get away from the pressure of the league this weekend?
No. I think there's always an element of pressure regardless of the competition you're in. Of course, I think the FA Cup, spoken previously, is a magical competition and have an opportunity to progress to the final stages. I think, there doesn't need to be any kind of motivation for these types of games, particularly when you play against your kind of cross-city rivals. So, I think players want to go out and win the game that's in front of them, and that's certainly no different, regardless of the competition or regardless of who we're playing against.
And how much of a boost would it be, not just to win a Merseyside derby, but get through to the quarter-finals?
Yeah, I think it'll be big because, you've seen that most competitions now are really, really difficult to win, of course, even to get to the latter stages, quarterfinals, semi-finals. So, yeah, for us, it's a good opportunity. I think in that next period after the international break, we don't want a free weekend. We want to be in a quarter-final of the FA Cup, and we know the challenge that's in front of us, but it's a good home tie for us, with our fans right behind us, and it's one that we're looking forward to.
And you brought some players in January, of course. Has everyone been telling them how big the derby is, or do they need to know that really? Because it's they must have played in other derbies themselves. Yeah,
of course. I think if not, the players are really good in onboarding new players. I think that they understand what it means to play for this football club, and they understand the importance of these types of games. So yeah, I don't think there needs to be any kind of education on that front. I think the players are all really up to speed on that.
And how happy are you with how all those new players have settled?
Yeah, the players have come in and really added strength and added quality to, firstly, our training sessions. I think that training for us is really, really important. We are a fairly new team. Obviously, I'm new coming in the summer, and although head coaches tend to get too long in the modern day game, it's time is really precious, and time on the training pitch is really precious. And I think that what it does do is it allows you to then transfer that to match day. And I feel certainly since that Christmas break, we've had an improved training practices, improved levels across the board. And of course, I think that's brought us improved results and improved performances on match day. So yeah, I think it's great. The players have done really well. I think great credit goes to the group, the existing group that was here. And that's not just the players who are fit and available. That's the likes of Marie, Sam Kerr, Soph, two Sophs. The injured players have been really good in helping players adapt, because we don't get time. I think particularly when you bring players in the January window, they don't get like a pre-season to get used to their teammates. They have to effectively hit the ground running. And I think the reasons why we've done that pretty well lies with the existing group of people that we have here at the club, and everybody's trying their best to give them a good flat platform to be able to start and get going quickly,
And talking about since the return from the break over the winter, what improvements would you like to see further from your team?
I feel now we're getting more final third returns. So I think when you look at set plays is a big part of the modern day game. We always do a set piece review after every game. So we have a game review and we have a set piece review, and our set play review now, particularly from an attacking sense, those meetings have been a lot chunkier, and the reasons for that is because we've been having more final third action. Always felt before Christmas we were building quite well in the first two phases, and when we got to the final part, it would always fizzle out, it would make a poor decision. We still have many, many areas to improve on for sure, but I feel that being a threat at the top end of the pitch is always going to be the icing on the cake that we're looking for. And obviously we've added players in that area of the pitch, likes of Martha, likes of Aurelie. We have Anna Jøsendal, who's yet to appear for us, but I think she will certainly help in that area, and Denise in attacking midfield as well. So just allows the levels to improve and go up. But I certainly feel that that's an area that we can really improve on. I think if you look at our performance last week at Chelsea, first couple of phases, played through midfield pretty well. Just didn't make them enough of the moments that we had to make good opportunities. And again, that's just down to decision making and that little bit of quality. And the longer we're together, the more we practice those things, the better we'll become.
And of course, you lost early doors to Everton at Anfield this season. Does that add, I know managers don't like talking about revenge or anything like that, but does that hurt actors' motivation a bit more going into this one?
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't think the record against Everton over the last few years has been great. Sometimes that can happen and it creeps up upon you before you know it that, 4 or 5 games we've not been super successful against our rivals. But no, I don't think revenge is probably a word I use. I was asked this after the Villa game because we really felt that there were contrasting performances. What I did like about the first performance of the season was the early signs that I thought we could get this team to a place where we are now and certainly look to move and improve from where we are now as well. And it's a process that we're working to. We played some of our best football in that first half an hour at Anfield. I feel we are a different team now. Of course, they're a different team, new coach, new ideas, probably working more from a set formation than what they were doing previously. So, yeah, I think I'm excited about the game on Sunday. I think the magic of the FA Cup is always there for us, and I feel that it's a great competition to be involved in. We have home advantage, and we're looking to maximise that as much as we can.
And you've had an upturn in form, but Everton have had an upturn in form as well, haven't they, as well? So you should expect a good game on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they've been successful, and obviously Scott's come in and given them a platform to build from. So yeah, I think again, like most teams, we'll always look at what they do well and certainly areas that we can exploit.
And just finally from me, any fitness issues going into the game?
We have a couple of knocks from the last game. Alice Bergstrom unfortunately won't be making this particular fixture. She picked up a knee injury in a clash with Chelsea. There are others. I just need to search the memory banks. Kirsty Maclean has got like a slight issue, so we'll just have to check on her in the next 24 hours. And there's one more, Andy.
Jøsendal, is she ready?
No, not quite. Anna won't be quite ready for the game at this weekend. So yeah, we'll just have to work really hard with her in the international break. And I think when we get back the other side of it, we should see an Anna Jøsendal that's really firing. So that's exciting. But yeah, outside of those two kind of niggles, that's where we're at.
Okay, thank you, Gareth. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carlos. We'll go to Megan Feringa from the Athletic. Megan?
Yeah, hey Gareth, hope you're well. Just a quick one on the team news. Beata Olsson, is she kind of back in contention to be a starter? I mean, she was in such flying form before she got injured in January.
Yeah, Beata is fit and ready to go. I think when she came on in the Man United game, she was really limited in what she could do, and the guys did a good job of getting her back to be available for that short period that she had. But yeah, of course, we have options now at the top end of the pitch, and of course we always look at the opposition, who's going to be really key for us with and without the ball in those forward positions. And yeah, Beata's been working hard. I think that it was really unfortunate at the start of the year in the first few training sessions that she caught this ankle injury which kept her out, because I felt that we were getting some really good returns. But I feel in this next period, regardless of what happens the weekend, I think that Beata is again in a similar place that she was before Christmas, where we have her in the international break because she's not going to go away with Sweden, and I think we can get some really good returns with her from her training, because we really saw key performances from her in that part after the first international break, where we were able to get a lot of work and a lot of content into her. And again, it's probably similar to what we were saying before about having time with the players. It's really precious, and I think when we had that with Beata, we got some really good returns.
Awesome. And just the last one for me, but 3 wins on the bounce for Everton. I know you kind of said that it's a difference in set formation. You obviously got to see Brian Sorensen's Everton for quite a long time, playing against him previously with City and now with Liverpool. I know it's only 3 games, or 2 games really with Scott at the helm, but like, what have you seen that's sort of different from kind of the previous iteration of Everton?
I would suggest probably a little bit more rigid in their formation, particularly in their defensive formation. And they're playing more from a shape. So I think that they've probably given away less, I would suggest, to oppositions. So by being a little bit more pragmatic in their defensive shape, they've taken their opportunities when they've had their moments. I think it makes sense the way that they've gone, in a sense of like being a little bit more pragmatic and trying to hit teams on the break a little bit more. So they drop deep, try to expose teams in attacking transition. So and they have players that have good capabilities. So I think for us it's obviously a real awareness of that, and awareness of how we can potentially hurt them in the spaces and what type of spaces that they're leaving.
Cool. Thanks, Gareth. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Megan. And we'll go to Dan Pentland from WSL Full-Time. Dan?
Hey, Gareth. Hope you're well.
Hi, Dan.
Just the one from me. I just want to go back to the opening game of the season again. I think obviously there wasn't much between the teams in terms of shots created. I don't think it was just Everton were probably clinical with theirs, and you maybe didn't trouble the goalkeeper that much. So, I suppose, how excited are you to kind of see the attacking kind of adjustments that you've made since then at the weekend, and what more do you need to do to make sure that you're converting those chances this time around?
Well, just do what we have been doing more recently. We've scored 6 goals in the last 2 home games at St Helens, I think it is, against Tottenham and against Villa. I think it's obviously the Tottenham goals were late, but I think when you look at that game and the context of it, we had good opportunities. I think Cappy could have had a hat-trick that game. So we're creating chances. Against Chelsea last week, we don't create chances. We have moments, and the moments we need to turn into chances and opportunities. So, I think it's really hard to compare that game of where we are now, and obviously to compare that game with where Everton are now. It feels really different. And again, in the FA Cup, you have to, like any competition that you're playing in, you have to go out and earn the right to play. You have to earn the right to be in the competition. And I feel performances are like really, really important for us. But we're not getting too far away from that, rolling our sleeves up, earning the right to win, making sure that we're the ones going through to the next round.
That's all from me, Gareth. Thanks very much for that. Best of luck for the weekend.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. I'll just check in. Sophie, anything from you?
Yes, hi Gareth, hope you're well.
Hi.
So from what you've seen so far this season, where do you feel the team has made the most progress, and especially as you head into a busy run of fixtures, including the upcoming FA Cup game, how are you building on that improvement, both mentally and tactically, to ensure that the team moves forward?
Just, I think, creating high standards within our workplace and on the training ground. I think that the playing group feels obviously different now. It's been supported more in the January window, and again, that needs to continue regardless, and always looking to bring in and recruit players is always going to be something that's really, really key for any football club, let alone ours. So, I just feel that high standards and working and being demanding of how we are and what we do. Does that mean you're always going to win? No. I think when I look back at the Chelsea game last week, we never like to lose. We feel we can do more within the game, but it's almost like an acceptable loss. And what I mean by that is that we still played our way, and we played to our style, and we played in the way that we train. Now, what was missing was the final bit in both boxes. So defensively, a couple of actions that we gave away where we can be better. And certainly at the top end of the pitch, we needed to make more of the ball that we had. So that's still have to look at it and go, for us, I like what we did last week. I think we play in that manner, and we were competing, we were reacting, we were sprinting in so many ways, and the team was really there. We play that game, 8-9 times, then we have a really good opportunity to win. So, or win more than what we would probably lose by playing that way, I think, is when we don't give a good account of ourselves. And to be honest, I've never really had to say that about the team this season. I think we were really aware of where our flaws were, both physically and obviously with the quality. But Phil, with the additions, with further time in the building together with these guys, we're able to take steps forward. And we feel we're in a better place now to go and attack games and attack, obviously, this competition and attack the last 6 games in the WSL.
Thank you, Gareth. That's all from me. Good luck at the weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Sophie, from her game, her way. I think that concludes us for today. Thank you very much for coming on, everyone. Hopefully, I know I'm seeing some of you at St Helens on Sunday, so see you there. And to everyone else, enjoy your football wherever you are this weekend. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.